Hello, welcome back to my channel, Checks, Captures, Threats. Today's video is episode 96 of the chess guide, and we're going to go a little bit different here as the other 95 or so episodes we've done haven't really gone over endgames too much. So, most of these episodes now, other than the example games, will be purely based on going over these endgame positions and seeing if you can recognise how we're able to win these. So, today's video, we are going to be going over something called the Saavedra position. So this is a rook and a pawn, and it is white's go right now. And right now, you can make a prediction. Who is going to be winning? Is it going to be a draw? Is it going to be knowing that white's to move first? Who do you think is going to win, draw, or lose? So, hopefully while I'm talking now, you can try and come up with a prediction. And this is obviously a pawn versus rook. And we're going to go through exactly how this happens and who actually wins. So, obviously, in this position, as it is white's go, we could move the king if we wanted to. This is just going to turn out to be a draw. Because a few ways, it can just be check. Wherever this king moves, they're just going to play here. And we can just do this, and this is now a draw. So, we can't go there. So, could we try and put our king this way? Well, again, it's the same thing. We've got a pin, and it'll just happen to be a take. So, we have to do something that makes it so that this pawn doesn't get pinned. So, let's do pawn push. This is a great move, as this is what makes us slightly close to obviously promoting. And obviously, right now, the king is blocking this. So, right now, the rook technically can't get to this. So, they give a check. What can they do now? Well, they could go here, but that isn't going to work because you just have this. And again, it's going to be this. So, let's say now they go here. Okay, great move. Check. Now, don't really want to go back up. We're going to go into a threefold position. And how about now? They want to play this. They now want to attack you because they think, okay, I've blocked this, I've blocked this. Well, now they can play this sneaky move here, and whether you quit or not, you'd actually lose in this position. So, can't do that. As you see, it's very limiting here. So, let's just go back down, check, and then we go back down. And now, obviously, again, black can't go here or here. So, it's going to give one last check, and now we can move our king across. Because now it can't go here, can't go there, try and do this, and here. So it's lost all of these squares it can, and now this is going to be a loss, with this being one of the best moves. And now, whatever happens here, it is a definite win for white. So, did you predict that? Let's hope you did. And let's quickly go over the exact correct way, as I went over a few ways that you might have maybe made a mistake here. So, c7 is the obvious move, the only move here that wins. And now there's a few things. So you can actually, other than this, I think this is obviously the best way. And you've got to make sure not to carry us on here. That's just a definite draw. And this, you've got to see what this stops and how it stops everything. Because you know the pawn's working as the thing, and you know that it's going to push next go. So as long as you block, the only way that this rook is able to get this pawn is either being on this file here, or this, or this rank up here. It's the only possible two ways. It can't be anywhere else because the king is out of position. So, obviously it's going to try and make your king move. So even if the slightest bit go away, then this will happen. So, again, you move down, get a check, you move down, give a check, and then you move across. And as we can see here, there is nowhere else for this pawn to go. So this is the Saavedra position. There's many of these we'll be going over, and it's actually, now this is what the sort of cards that I'm showing you that can kind of give you these just simple ideas into remembering how an endgame might be. So let's say you're very low on time. It's like you have a minute to his 2 minutes, and you're having to rush with this pawn here, and you don't want to make silly blunders, saying, oh, okay, let me quickly get my king in front here because that's obviously the best. No, it's not. And again, if you try and go like this, it's going to be the exact same thing with any of how this will work. So just remember in this position, sometimes pushing the pawn after the 6th rank. Normally the saying is that if your king if your pawn is in front of the king at the 6th rank, then it's most likely a draw. Luckily they're at the same place here, and now we're going to the 7th rank, so it doesn't matter. Now here, obviously, this is where, just look at like almost what this like box creation also that this king obtains, and it actually fits where this rook is, so that's why the rook has to give a check. And again, we're fixing that box almost like this, so it can't do it. And then when we do this, same thing again. Obviously, you can use it just like this, and as you see, we have now successfully made this almost actually a full-on square now, as you can see. So that was the Saavedra position. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Yeah, I'll keep going over these every time we do on the chess guide. Obviously sometimes I'll still have that example game, but we might be able to see some of these in action. But there's obviously, I hope, if you're a little bit more, if you know some of the end game, you'll obviously know stuff called like the Lucina and the Philidor. We'll be going over those soon. But at the minute, I've got just to show you some other ones that probably people don't really know, and how we can actually use this in real games. So this will be very good. So hopefully you enjoyed today's video. So thank you, and bye bye.